Okay, one more video. I wanted to make an explanation of how did Jesus defeat the devil? Just how did he do it? So in the Bible, Jesus was explaining one time, he said, this is what he said: when a strong man fully armed guards his palace, his possessions are safe. But when one stronger than he attacks and overcomes him, he takes away the armor on which he relied and distributes the spoils. Okay, so yeah, that's how he did it. Okay, so the devil is the strong man guarding his palace, and how did he rule? What was the armor on which he relied? So what does the devil rely on? Primarily, it was the fear of death, threatening people with death unless they would worship false idols or do something. It was fear of death mainly, and then also he had other ways, tempting people to do various things that would get them into sin and lose their souls. So that was his armor, like primarily death, but also like desire for power, riches, honors, pride, those kinds of things. So, raising themselves up. That's what Jesus said. He who humbles himself will be exalted. He who exalts himself will be humbled. So Jesus did it by humbling himself. So Jesus did all the things opposite to what the devil used. So that's how he took away the power. That's how he took away the armor. Because so it was like a video game where the devil was like hitting on Jesus, and Jesus was absorbing it and letting it just go right through him without returning any evil for it. So like as far as like desiring honors or riches, well, Jesus is God. He actually owns everything, the whole universe. Instead, what he did is he took the last place, got born in an animal shelter, totally rejected by men, lived his entire life in poverty. Obviously wasn't seeking for riches, even though he could have turned the stone into bread or whatever. Yeah, he could have used his almighty power to do anything, but he didn't. Because what he was doing was he was taking away the power of the devil by absorbing it into himself. That's the same way later, especially you see it in the Passion. That's where it accumulates in the Passion, where the devil is inciting these people to, just subject him to these cruel tortures, the scourging, the crowning with thorns, the crucifixion, hoping that Jesus is going to somehow, regret his decision or give up his purpose. But he didn't. In fact, so he absorbed even death on the cross. He absorbed it to himself. So that was like the final thing where the devil, he took his best shot. He took his best shot, but Jesus took away his armor of the fear of death and all the persecutions, physical assaults, and all the insults that he just absorbed. He just absorbed it all. And his devil's power bar just went down, 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 down to zero when Jesus died on the cross. And instead, Jesus rose up to 100%. Okay, so you say, well, okay, so that happened 2,000 years ago, so how come the devil looks like he's still got a lot of power in the world? And that's true. He has still a lot of influence because he still can tempt people. People still have free will. They can follow his suggestions if they want to. But we do have the advantage of knowing that if we don't want to follow those suggestions, we do know Jesus has defeated the devil already. And if we call on Jesus to help us to overcome the devil and to give us extra strength to resist the temptations, since he's earned that right by his passion and death, his life, passion and death, that he will give us. He will give us the strength, and he'll give us the graces, the ability that we need to not give in to the devil and not go the wrong way. And of course, that comes in various degrees. Some people have got great grace and strength to be extremely holy and some martyrs and some, various other things, but he'll give us, according to our life, what we need to be able to follow him and to save our souls. So that's really what I wanted to say.